real
Yeah.
super get in and get punchy. So,
All right.
well, we are actually live now. So, hey, everybody, what's up?
What's happening?
Yeah. Hey, I've got with me the brand Dr. Henry Kaminsky Jr. What's going on, my friend?
What's shaking, dude? Listen, why don't you jump on Instagram too real quick?
Yeah.
I'm going live on Instagram. What's going on, everyone? Live again. Sorry we missed you yesterday. Lee was flying back from Florida, so we had to reschedule for today. So today we're going to be talking about, and I'm going to have Lee come on my Instagram here in a second.
Yep, I'm on.
Okay, there he is. Excellent. And I'm going to plug in today's topic of conversation once he accepts. Ethan, there he is. What's going on, dude?
Hey, what's going on, my friend?
I love it. I love it. I love it. Let me just mute you.
Cool.
Okay, cool. Today we're going to be talking about how to grow your fan base and following authentically. And you have some words with this. Got to be authentic. Got to be authentic. Got to be authentic. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about that, right? What's up from the Dominican Republic? What's shaking? Awesome. Okay. So Lee, what ruffles your feathers when you hear people saying, you know, you got to be authentic. You got to lead with authenticity.
Well, you know, I'm not saying that you should be a scumbag, but
Right.
like we're all obsessed with this whole authenticity thing. And just a real quick sidebar over on the Zoom. I think you have to accept something as a co-host or something because I'm not getting an image of you over there.
Oh, yeah.
So
Boom. There we go.
there you are. Hey, finally we're all together. All right. So here's my question. How the hell can you intentionally be more authentic?
It's a good question, right? I think when you're focusing in on authenticity, you're already losing.
That's exactly it, because you're focused on it. And so what you're putting on is an act. Oh, this is the authenticity I think they want to see.
Yeah.
You've lost the game at that point.
Right away.
But what's the point?
Right away. You know, here's the deal. I think it comes down to the promises that you're making to yourself and the promises that you're making to your audience.
Mm-hmm.
And when you keep breaking those promises, your confidence level goes to the shitter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Now, people want to know the ups and downs of your life, not just the ups. And I think we haven't gotten comfortable enough yet with letting the downs, I should say, leading with the downs in our life, not the ups so much. Because I think what people are going to learn is how they're going to learn from our failures, and they're going to prevent themselves from making the same mistakes or do things to help them do the right. Like, I think someone's truly authentic when they're not afraid to share the goods and the bads.
Mm-hmm.
And doing it unconsciously, doing it subconsciously, not doing it on purpose.
Right. So then of course the question becomes, well, how do I do that? How do I intentionally try to be unintentionally authentic? And it becomes a never-ending cycle. And the only thing that you really can do is just you come full circle back to where you are. Yeah. And you do the marketing that in your gut aligns with you and your audience. I would much rather see people focus on being relevant than spending so much time trying to be super authentic. Because what is authentic? What's authentic to your audience? What do they see? I mean, pictures of your vacations, pictures of your dogs, stories about the times you failed in business. I mean, who knows? But you've got to find that it has to be relevant to your audience or it's not going to matter. It's just going to look like random drivel.
That's right. So you said a key thing there. Like, if you don't know who your audience is and you don't know what is going to resonate, be relevant, and relatable to them, then you're not going to know how to put yourself out there the right way. Right. And I think that's what everyone misses. That's why my Brand Accelerator clients come in to this program and say, holy shit, I would have never done this work on my own. And now I know my clients better than they know themselves.
Mhm.
And that's a huge, huge breakthrough, in my opinion.
It is.
And then and same with you with copy. When you're creating and developing copy for websites and sales funnels and ads and so on, and video sales letters and all those, like, if you don't know who that audience that they're speaking to really is and what they're challenged with the most, how do you create an authentic message?
Right.
So that's that.
Yeah. I see too many people who translating authenticity as just tell them everything. Dump it all. And that's kind of the flip side of the people that you're talking about, because, you know, you and I do kind of serve different clientele in the online marketing sphere to some degree. Whereas, you know, I work with, you know, primarily female coaches, and a lot of them have like kind of taken that as a permission to just dump everything, you know, and it's, you know, here's a picture of my kid coming out of the toilet, you know, here's this, here's that. You want to see every aspect of my life.
Don't care.
That's not it. It's that's not authenticity. That's oversharing.
That's poor marketing. Yeah, it's poor marketing, and it's a waste of time.
Yeah. If you're going to put it on there, make it relevant.
Yeah, we could go on and on. You know,
yeah.
I just launched this YouTube video today on my YouTube channel. For those folks that are on Instagram, go check that out. Just type in the Brand Doctor on YouTube. I'll come right up. And I talked about one easy way to grow your fan base. And the one thing that I see a lot of people doing with their Instagram accounts, let's say you have a few thousand followers, nothing crazy, but you know, you're over the 5,000 mark and you're trying to, now you're getting excited and you really want to grow this thing to, you know, 6 figures like mine, right? And you have these people commenting and liking your posts, but you don't engage back with them. You're basically ignoring their calls out to you and their engagement to you. And I don't know why people do this. I don't like, don't give me the bullshit that you don't have enough time. Because there's people that are way busier than you that actually find the time. Ed Milet runs a multi-million-dollar business, right? Multiple businesses. Guy fucking responds to every comment on his Instagram page, responds to every comment on his YouTube channel. How does he do it?
Him?
What's that?
And you can tell it's personally him.
I can definitely tell it's him, or whoever's doing it for him knows that man's voice and tone inside and out.
You know what? I don't think it matters if he put that much work into training somebody else to use his voice to respond to every comment. Still, you know, I'm good with that.
Yeah. So it comes down to a matter of how bad do you want it, and how authentic are you when it comes to building real relationships with your following. Doesn't matter what channel you're on. We could talk about Instagram here or YouTube. Doesn't matter.
Right.
But you have to engage back. You have to, it's like somebody walking down the road saying hi to you and you ignored them. Are they going to come back? Are they going to, you know, are they going to think that you're the best thing since sliced bread? No, they're going to be like, what a prick. You know?
Yeah.
And that's the issue. So it's the small things I think people forget. And the folks that are on Instagram, I really want you to engage. Like, here's 2 guys that are having a conversation, but I know you guys are watching, and I don't want you to think that like you're not in on this conversation. So if there's questions and comments that you have, I want you to put them in the comments, because this is a dialogue. This isn't just 2 guys talking to each other.
Right.
You know, I really want to hear from you guys on Instagram where you're struggling when growing your fan base. And I'm sure between Lee and I, in our experience, we can help you with some of those questions live on the show. So don't be embarrassed. There's no such thing as a stupid question. Let's make it happen. I should have said that earlier and I forgot, but I really want to make this a dynamic conversation, because there's really no sense of listening to 2 people talk if you're not included, and or you're not going to do anything with it.
Right. And if we don't know what you want to know, what are you struggling with? I mean,
Yeah. So let's
yeah.
call them out. Folks that are watching on Instagram and on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you struggling when it comes to growing your fan base? Love to know. Is it the strategy? Is it the tactics? Are you looking for tools? Are you looking for an approach? Where are you bottlenecking when it comes to growing your fan base? And the next question is, why do you want to grow your fan base?
Yeah. I found for me, the one of my biggest things is just patience. We have been taught in this internet marketing society that everything comes with an easy button. And I know I bet you about this all the time, but you've got people, hordes of people who are a pestilence of people who are being trained to think that they could change the world overnight and become millionaires and make this huge impact and blah, 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 blah. You're just one blank away, and it doesn't work like that. It's this, and I know I see that I make connections that turn into loyal clients, referral partners, but I don't make tons of them. I mean, I may meet 3 or 4 people a week who I really connect with and who really dig what I'm talking about and who are in it for the long haul. Yeah. I'm not going to ever have 1 million followers, and I don't care. I don't need it. I can tell you that I'm more successful than some people who have 300, 400,000 followers.
Oh yeah. And it's a number. In my opinion,
so what?
It's a number. Like, I don't really care how many followers you have. If you don't respond to me, if you blow me off, if you don't engage, if I find out you're a prick, I don't give a shit how many followers you have, right? I think the numbers are relevant. I think what matters is how deep do you want to create that connection between your audience and your business. Mm-hmm. And I can promise you, if you want $50,000 clients, then you need to start creating $50,000 relationships. And that's what people are forgetting, that like these big 6-figure deals that I'm closing now, it took me 13 years to get here, number one. But number two, the amount of passion and care and attention and detail that goes into creating that, that's why I can only take 10 clients a year now. And I'm happy that I got more time with my family, my son, my wife. We can travel. The value and quality of the work has increased exponentially. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
That's how important it is. So we got to focus on the relationship, the connections, not the number, right? Mm-hmm. How to get an organic audience at initiation level. So Janelle Chalani says, how to get an organic audience at initiation. So at the bottom level. Mm-hmm. You want to take a stab?
Well, first of all, I don't know what your niche is, so I don't know where your audience is.
Yeah. So what is your niche? What is your niche? What industry are you in, Janelle?
Because that's going to depend where you're going to go. I'm seeing a huge push in a lot of industries toward LinkedIn, where people are actually using posts and articles to connect with people in ways that they haven't been able to, and in ways that it's very difficult to do on the more crowded platforms. I'm seeing more and stronger connections being built on LinkedIn right now, just through posting and asking questions when you post. Yeah. Questions will get you better results than answers every time.
I agree.
Because when you're building an audience, you want to find out what they want, what they're interested in, what's ticking, what makes them tick. Yeah. And you do that by asking questions, not getting on there and being like, I am an expert and I know everything, and I'm going to tell you that all you have to do is download my blah, blah, whatever. No.
Yeah. Forget it. Yeah, forget it. It's you're climbing an uphill battle there. Here's what I would say. If you're trying to build your audience organically from the ground up, I would find people that are in your space that have larger followings and either do a couple of things. One is throw them a couple bucks and ask them to shout you out on their page, or start to share some of their content on your page and tag them to show them that you appreciate their content and that you want to share it, right? I think it comes down to the law of reciprocity, number one, but number two, giving first and then asking later, or not asking at all and watch the opportunity come right away or down the pike. So regular content, what does this say? Regular content, which is useful to your audience.
Right.
Yeah, that's how you grow organically too. Like you have to give value on your page. So what does that mean? Like, well, if you know what your audience is struggling with and challenged with, you revolve all your content around that. You want to know how fast they're going to be glued to your page? Because you're giving them, you're helping them get through these challenges, these issues.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah.
So we're talking it's oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Did you get a question on YouTube? Is that what you were?
Oh, I'm good.
Yeah. Okay. So Janelle says fulfilling their needs through our content. Yeah. So, all right. So a couple things with content, right? Like, well, how do you know what kind of content to create that's actually going to resonate and make them say, all right, I need to call these people or I need to buy from them, right? If you can create content that evokes emotion, that gets people crying, gets people upset, gets people laughing, gets people, inspired and motivated, that's the content that's going to evoke emotion, and emotion is going to make decisions. So that's what you need to do. So if somebody is struggling with, let's just say, a fitness niche, they're trying to grow in the fitness niche, which is really crowded, right? Well, who in that fitness niche are you really trying to help, right? Is it moms that just had a baby? Is it divorced moms? Is it divorced dads? Is it entrepreneur? Is it entrepreneur dads? Like there's 1,000 different niches you can dive into. So the key is to really focus in on a very specific, narrow niche. Learn everything you can about them by, like you said, asking questions. And then you watch the organic growth. But if you don't give a shit enough about your audience, they're going to know, because your actions are going to show how you truly feel.
Absolutely right.
I think what angers me the most, my God, I had to turn off a Gary Vee interview today. So a big shout out to Chase Jarvis, who is coming out with a new book. Awesome dude. I love everything he does. He seems like a real genuine guy, right? He's on the Gary Vee podcast. And I think Chase, out of a 40-minute video or interview, maybe Chase talked 5 minutes in total.
Really?
Gary would not let him finish a fucking sentence. And he's been talking about how he interrupts people in interviews. He's been talking about this for 4 fucking years. When are you going to stop cutting people off and letting people fucking talk? I mean, they're on your podcast for a reason. One, they want to expand their attention and audience, right? But 2, they want to share value with the audience so the audience can determine whether or not they want to follow the person.
That's right.
But Gary, if you're fucking talking all the time and you're not letting the other people speak, you're doing Chase a big disservice, and it's a big waste of time. Like, I hate that. So it looks like somebody else saw that interview too. He said, yeah, Janelle, said I saw the interview too, and it was kind of disrespectful. I turned it off in 8 minutes. I was like, I can't even finish this. There's no way I'm going to get through this. I want to punch the guy in the face.
Yeah, I don't really listen. He's a little aggressive for my taste. So, and again, that not to say anything bad about his, what he teaches. Well, obviously, he helps a lot of people. But yeah, I'm with you, and that would probably not last long with me either.
Oh, well, David Rice Online says evoking negative emotion is not necessarily a good thing. I don't do business with people that inspire to build and then slam their following out of arrogance. That evokes emotion the wrong way. Yeah, absolutely. I think you're very, very on point with that. Like, you don't want to be a Debbie Downer. You don't want to be manipulative, right? But I think if somebody is really struggling with something, right? Like, for example, when I had the same issue and I saw Gary Vaynerchuk in person, and I said, I have a problem with talking over people. And he said to me, ask more questions. So I'm going to flip that on. And if he ever gets to see this video, I'm going to say, Gary, why don't you shut up and ask more questions so you let your guests speak? I'm giving you the same advice you gave me.
Yeah.
I'm just lit today. I'm just fired up today.
Yeah, I get it. And sometimes we're the worst at taking the advice that we put out there.
We are.
I will honestly tell you that a lot of the things that I complain about every day, I will catch myself doing and go, oh, okay, we got to reel that in. But it's not becoming aware of it and actively working to improve it is one thing, but expecting yourself to be perfect overnight is another. But it doesn't really sound like Gary's doing either of those. I think it's more of I interrupt people and so fucking what, because I've got 40 million followers and who cares?
That I think is that may be the ultimate. I hate to say this. Who knows, right? I'm not trying to play fortune teller here, but I think the downfall of a lot of great people is letting ego get the best of them and then forgetting how to treat people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. And I think when you forget how to treat people, Ed Milet was talking about this in an interview that I was listening to this morning. He was like, I didn't treat people well at all when I was growing my business and building my business. And that's one of the sort of the regrets that he had was, if I just treated people with respect and helped them get to where they wanted to be in life, then I would have had a way stronger business. So like, totally get it. So we got some questions coming in. We got some comments. So Schlock says the most important thing is you providing the right stuff to your fans. Right. Exactly. If you clear out the doubt, you win the game. That's right. Jackie Hermosa says, assuming you know your audience, have great content, etc., what would be your advice to get your first followers? Get your first followers in your very first post. So, okay. I would ask a question in that post. I would ask a question. That'll get them there. That'll get them engaged. That'll get them interacting with you. And I would ask a question that, yeah, I like what Schlock said. Clear the 3W, the what, the why, and the when. So,
yep. And don't forget to ask for that follow at the end of your post. A lot of people don't do that. I mean, you don't have to be obnoxious about it, but hey, you know what? You got value out of this. Follow, because sometimes people need to be told what to do. I mean, it's just, oh yeah, I should do that. Where otherwise they might just keep scrolling, and not that they didn't love your stuff, not that it didn't impact them, but oh, that was neat, and they just keep scrolling. Yeah. So ask. That would be my first thing.
There you go. I think this is going to be tough, but we got one more question. How do you stand out in an oversaturated industry? You niche. That would be my very quick answer is you niche down and you niche hard. So you carve out a very small segment in that industry and you focus on that one specific audience and you'd go all in on that. I think that's going to help you tremendously.
I always talk about finding the intersection between your story and your ideal client story. That makes you, that intersection is where you stand out, and you only need to stand out to enough people to reach your income goals. You know, you don't have to stand out to everybody.
Right. Yeah. I think that's it. You got to get comfortable with that and go all in.
Yep.
And Jackie also says one last one. We're going to sneak it in.
Yeah.
What do you think about hashtags and the use of hashtags? I just want to say, focus on the hashtags that your audience uses, not the hashtags of your industry. Because if you use the hashtags in your industry, you're just going to attract other industry folks that do exactly what you do. So study your audience, look at their posts, look at the hashtags that they're using and use those, and make sure that those tags are relevant to your post. Otherwise, you're going to get bitch slapped by Instagram, and that's going to be a problem for your reach. So there you have it, guys. In 30 minutes, we gave you how to grow your fan base. We gave you some actionable steps. We gave you some mindset. I yelled at Gary V.
Yeah.
We talked about being authentic and how to actually do that without trying to do it. And Lee, any parting words? What's your call to action? We can't leave without a call to action.
Oh man, just you know what? Figure out you. The answer's already in there. I mean, I spend more time helping people strip away layers of BS than anything.
You do.
You know a lot more than you think you do.
Yeah. You've done that very, very well. I mean, we have our 5-year relationship because of it, and you've really helped me dial in. There were times where I wanted to dive head first into stuff, and Lee was like, dude, let's chill.
Yep.
Let's crawl before we walk. So awesome. So Janelle says this session was worth watching. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah. David Rice online. Thanks again.
Appreciate
it. Have an amazing weekend. If you haven't checked out the Brand Doctor podcast yet, go check that out on iTunes, or you can go to Unique Designs with a Z at the end.net and check out the podcast there. Go check out the Lee Rawley on Instagram. Some great content there to help you get better with your messaging, because the words are what's going to help you sell. So, Lee, enjoy that podcast, dude.
All right, man.
All right.
We'll
and have a great weekend.
Next Thursday. All right, man. Take care.